Hello, this is Father Michael Nasser coming to you from St. Nicholas Orthodox Church here in Grand Rapids, Michigan for this week's Midweek Reflection. This week I am reflecting on hope. So I had a couple conversations with people in the last week or so where the issue was a lack of hope. Things were happening in their lives, and it would just seem hard for them to find hope. And then, of course, a lot of things going on in the world, war breaking out. A lot of people lose hope. And I thought you really need to talk about this because hope should never be something we base just purely on a current reality, right? The current reality, especially very difficult ones, is the last place we want to look for hope. And sometimes people are looking for it in their current circumstances, especially when those are very challenging. Sometimes that's the hardest time or situation to find hope. But I think if we broaden our view, we take it out of just the momentary challenge of the moment and we go back a little bit in time and we go ahead a little bit in time, we find there's really a lot of places we can find hope. Let's start with, I think, the easiest one. That's the future, right? The future is it's unwritten. It's a blank page. It's an unknown, which means nothing about the past or the present will tell us what's going to happen in the future. And sometimes in the sort of narrow vision of the present moment, we might see that, well, there's really no hope because we can't see what's coming. Well, in the same way, because the future is an unwritten page in the story of our lives, all kinds of things can happen. And under the providence of a loving God, who knows what kind of things can be coming to make hope in the current moment really the most appropriate response, because I think really it should be. That's looking to the future. It's unwritten, it's unknown, therefore, it can be everything that we are hoping for. From the past, what do we see? We see that challenging things have always happened. From the moment of Adam and Eve's fall in the Garden of Eden until now, life has been a challenge. It's not always a challenge, it's not always a bad challenge, but there are frequently challenges. And sometimes those challenges are enormous. But what do we see when we look back? We see that there were challenges, and then we see that God acted. Each and every time God acted in such a way that when a present moment is reached, no matter what happened in the past, there can still be reason for hope now because of what God has already done. So you add those together, what he might do in the future, what he has done in the past, and the fact that he never lets his people down tells us that we can always have hope. In fact, hopelessness is the most inaccurate. It's just wrong. It's wrong to have a hopeless attitude when all the evidence of the past, which if we could extrapolate to the future, so all the evidence of the coming times tells us that it might still be tough, but there's always hope because God is always going to do everything we need. He provides for every need. He solves every problem, sometimes not in the way we want, sometimes not in the timing that we want. But God always gives us what we need exactly when we need it. And you know what? If we can hold on to that idea, no matter how difficult the circumstances are at the present moment, we can always have and should always have hope that God is going to do what only God can do, and that is to rectify every situation in his way and in his time. So if you've been struggling to find hope because you're just looking at just this present moment and you can't really see it, open up the view, look back and see what God has done throughout history and just in your own life. You'll see how God has provided so many times that we often forget about. And then open up your vision to a future that you can't see, but what can you say about it? From the past, and for what we know about our living God, he's going to solve every problem. He's going to ease every burden. He's going to give us everything we need right when we need it. So if we see that from that broad view, any moment, no matter how challenging the moment happens to be, can be filled with hope. So I hope that you will see that and that we can all work on keeping hope alive in the present moment because of our good and loving God and the hope that we have in him. So, hope you found that helpful. If so, please share it. Family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, even people you consider enemies maybe. Share it and offer some hope. All right, God bless you, and God willing, we'll see you in next week's video.